Hello everyone, so this is a little bit of an impromptu video. So by now you would have seen me do this set, which you see I've cut down. I've filed those down. I'm waiting to soak those off. I've had a bit of an allergic reaction, and I now know it is definitely the primers that they put into some monomers. I don't use an acid primer anyway. I use an acid free because I found with acid primers I get like, it's like a tingly sensation. So it's not really painful, and it's not, you know, it doesn't do any damage, and I'm not having like a severe allergic reaction. It's just irritating, and I can just sense the fact it's there. I don't normally use, so because I did this set because it was so hot, I used Max Adhesion from Neo Nails, and I don't normally use Max Adhesion. And as soon as literally within, geez, probably even that by that night, I could feel it happening, and it hasn't gone away. It's continued. I was using a new type of moisturiser as well, so I wasn't sure which one, but it is definitely these. So I have soaked these back completely. Okay, so normally like you'd leave a little bit of clear on there. You don't need to take it all the way back, but because I'm having this reaction, I've stripped these completely back. Okay, so don't they look beautiful? Yeah, absolutely lovely. This one I've just buffed. So obviously I want to let the nails breathe a little bit. Not that I'm going to leave them bare, no way. I'm going to do something just with some base coat, probably some foils, you know, a bit of gel polish, shellac, whatever, just to make sure I've got a bit of strength. But, you know, I actually do have strong nails underneath. You know, everybody goes, oh, but they damage your nails. And it's like, no, they don't actually. I can't grow my nails like this if I left them without acrylics on, because I would either just bite them or I split them. So again, that's why I'm going to cover them up. So freshly done nails, if I'm not planning on putting another set, so if I was going to acrylic straight over these, right, I would get my 180 grit and I would just buff over these and put the new set on. Because I'm not going to do that, I can't leave them like that, and I can't do a really the same kind of buff that you would do before you're going to put acrylics on, because it just won't work. So what I'm going to do, because obviously they're a little bit sore, well, they're not sore, but they're just, I can't describe quite what it feels like. But yeah, so if you were going to take these off completely, right, and you wanted to go back to more of a natural look, and you were just going to put like a layer of top coat on, then what I do is I actually use a buffer. So this is a 180 240 grit buffer. Okay, I'm going to show you. So it's really gentle. You're not etching the nail. You're just getting these lumps and bumps back out. Okay, so it's just nice and gentle, because if you don't want to keep taking layers off your natural nails. Okay, we know that my nails have suffered some damage. Okay, you can still see where the table took out, but you can also see the growth from where I had the table incident. So this is coming out now. It's getting better, whereas my natural now is fine. This, just to point out, is not a greenie. Okay, that is from green acrylic, which stained my nails. I have, thankfully, touch wood, never had a greenie in my whole time. But yeah, so that's what that is. And so all we're going to do, we're just buffing over this. Okay, so already it looks a damn sight better. And by the time you put some top coat over the top of that, if you just wanted to leave it natural, then it just gets out all the rest of it. The only thing is obviously don't overly buff it, otherwise you'll make this so shiny that nothing will stick to it. What I would say though, if you do want to buff them like this and then you want to put some something over the top, I am going to, in the next part of this video, I'm actually going to do that. Because I use Pro Bond acid-free nail primer. This stuff works a dream. I use it under my acrylics, I use it under my gels, and that is exactly what I will use to prime these nails before I do my next design. I have no idea what I'm doing yet, and as you can tell, it suddenly occurred to me the fact that nobody ever shows this part, and I just thought this might be useful and you might want to know. So yeah, and also the fact, like I say, I've now discovered what it is, which would explain why I was having the problem with CJP, because the monomer that I've got, which is the one monomer, because everybody recommended that one, it is a primerless monomer system, which means it's got the primer in it, and that would explain why I had the problems. Interesting enough, I also find that I tend to get more lifting. I had a load of lifting on these. Look, you can kind of see, right, on these, whereas I normally don't get a lot of lifting. Yeah, obviously I haven't soaked these ones off. The problem is I have to kind of stop, start, because the positions you get in, I get cramp in my fingers. So yeah, it's kind of like an all-day event. It's beautiful. So again, you know, just buff up. Don't keep buffing over the same bit. You know, move around. But you know, you really can't damage yourself with a buffer. But it's not one of these, right? One of these buffers, they are quite hard. Okay. And they will etch your nail plate, and that is not what you want if you're trying to go back to soaking off acrylics and you want to go back to natural nails. Okay, it just won't work. Sorry, my monsters are about to invade us. And then I'm going to go and tidy up the free edge, finish these, you know, these off, and then we will move on to the next part. Hello, gremlins.
Hello.
They sound so innocent, don't they? Hi. I'm going to do some foils on my nails. Yeah, I have a feeling a little monster may want to help me with that one, because Oliver, you really like foils, don't you? Yes. Right, I shall be back once I've finished everything, and we will do a design. Okay, so I have finished these nails. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to put some dehydrator. Now, obviously, if I wanted this set to last for quite some time, I probably would etch them a little bit more, but like I say, because I'm not doing it, because I don't want to, you know, damage my nails when I don't need to. So I'm just going to dehydrate them. If you don't have dehydrator, you can use isopropyl alcohol. There you go, and then dry in. Obviously dehydrator is better, but you know, if you don't happen to have any. So I'm going to use the Gelish Pro Bond. I know it's unusual actually me talking to you whilst I'm doing stuff. Not sure about this. Problem is, whenever I watch it back, all I can hear is like my nose going. Because my face is right next to the camera and I sound like Darth Vader, which is just not beautiful. Okay, just pop thin amount. Ta-da! Nice and sticky. So yeah, I've left my hands a couple of hours now before I'm coming to do this set, by the way. Right, let's put some. Hang on. Right, I'm going to do this one and this one first. All this is just base coat. And whilst that is still wet, I've got this glitter. This glitter is called Elsa's Freeze, and it's beautiful. It is from Glitterstella, and it is definitely one of my go-to glitters. You know, if you're limited to what glitters to buy, this is definitely one of them. Mermaid Magic is another one that I really like. And all I'm doing is just using an old brush, and I'm just popping that into that wet base coat. Right. Doesn't have to be fancy. I'll just try and put a bigger one on that side, because all we're doing is just putting a bit of shimmer on it. Okay, and then we're just going to do exactly the same for this one. Pop that in. Not as funny when I'm not voicing over because I'm concentrating and I go quiet. I wasn't actually going to do this as a video because I was like, oh, I'll just take my nails off and, you know, just whack something on, you know, but might as well. You might enjoy. Yeah, I'm playing with this too much now and it's all moving and just making dents. Right, secure that in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, in. Not everybody needs to come in and out when they do their hand. It's just normal practice when I'm doing anything with gel, just because of heat spikes. Also, when you've just taken a set off, I find that your nails are just a little bit more vulnerable. And I definitely have found with myself that I'm more likely to get a heat spike after I've just removed a set of nails than if I'd had a set off for a while and I was coming to just do my nails. So as a precaution, I like to do the in-out. So in, count to about 5, well, between 3 and 5. The great thing about when you're doing it yourself, you can start to feel when it's warming. So you know the minute you start to feel that warmth, pull it out. Now, because this is base coat, this is a 60-second cure. Now, what I'm going to do in a moment is I'm going to put another layer of base coat on, not because I'm going to add any more glitter, but it's the same principle of capping. I always put a thin layer of clear acrylic over the top of my glitter before I cap it. Exactly the same principle, therefore. For this, I'm going to put a layer over the top, which just gets into those nooks and crannies and, you know, helps to just fill in all the gaps and make it a little bit smoother so you've got no jaggedy bits. So the reason why I quite like using a brush to put the glitter on, because it kind of pushes it down so it makes it nice and flat. So you then don't end up with too many jaggedy bits on that either. Got a bit of glitter on there. Yeah, the other problem is when I'm not voicing over, you get the background noise of everything else going on. It's good fun, that, isn't it? Okay, just leave that for a second. Yep, so I do 5 in, 5 out, and then generally speaking, it will go then without a problem. This just got quite hot, but not to the point of being, you know, like a heat spike. It just got very warm, but it never got to the spike part because it's already started that chemical reaction with the 5 seconds you've already done in the lamp. I know, fascinating stuff, isn't it? I'm also, like I say, just doing this separate nails because, oh, I haven't actually said that actually, I don't know why I'm saying. Check me out being all posh, woohoo! Yeah, when I'm using glitters and stuff like that, I like to do the nails separately, and I generally do my thumbs separate as well. Just because it makes it easier. Because it is quite a dinky little lamp, this. Let's have a look. See? There's not a lot of room in there, and I find once I try and stick my thumb in there as well, my fingers kind of feel like they're right at the end. Right, so now I'm going to top coat over the top of these. La 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 la. Ooh, way too much. Take some of that off. And just do a little swoosh across there. And then exactly the same on this one. It's not often my natural nails are seen. And just to prove the fact I do actually have them. just got a bit there. Let's just clean that off. And the same that side. Still got a bit there. Off. You can probably hear the kids playing upstairs. It's brilliant. I like it when they're playing upstairs. Right, and then the next we're going to move on to the foils. I don't know if you could just go straight on and just put foil glue on there, but I don't know. I always base coat. See, if I was keeping this set on maybe a bit longer, I may have just done a base coat, then the next layer of base coat, put the glitter in, but obviously I don't want it really thick and bulky, and yeah. But yeah, I always like to put base coat down, even though I'll end up obviously soaking this stuff off anyway. Well, a lot of times, sometimes if I'm filing down for another set, you can just file it off because it's not thick. You know, it's really not thick. I like this stuff. Right, so that's those ones done. They are cured. So we're going to move on and we're going to put some base coat on these two. And one thing I haven't done is actually done any cuticle work whatsoever. I haven't even pushed them back. Obviously, push your cuticles back. But as you can see, I actually generally don't have much cuticle going on. This is after 3 weeks. Yeah, I'm quite lucky that I don't require a lot of cuticle work. And like I said, I wasn't expecting 3 weeks. Has it been 3 weeks? It's been 2 weeks. Yeah, I was planning on doing a fill next weekend. Oh, hang on, here come the children. Oh, right, so those have been cured. So now I'm going to add some foil gel on top. Yeah, we're going to have kids in and out on this one. Like I say, I wasn't planning on doing this video whatsoever. So yeah, it is what it is. I did actually think little Moomin would come and help me because he loves playing with foils, but actually in hindsight, that's not a bad thing that he doesn't. Ooh, that's got to warm quick. Okay, so that's it. It's, you know, when I did, Emma was always a gel person, and it was like, only you can feel the temperature change. You know, I can't. I can go as a rough guide on myself of, oh, you know, about 5 seconds in. But as you saw then, I put that in and straight away I was like going, oh, nope, a couple of seconds out and then put it back in again. You know, I've had, I tested all of this stuff out on my husband, which was hilarious. Poor man, he obviously loves it when I need to test stuff. And he just sat there through the pain. And I was like, okay, did that feel okay? And everything. He was like, yeah. He said, it really hurt at most points. I'm like going, why didn't you remove your hand? He was like, well, you know what? I just get on with it, didn't I? I'm like going, no. If it hurts, don't keep your hand in there, you dingbat. Honest to God. So, amazing enough, I don't use him much as a test dummy anymore because he doesn't actually help that much. Right, let's ping that on there. Oh, get over. Oh, give over. Right, let's start rubbing that in. I do find it hard trying to do this on myself, I'm not going to lie. But then let's face it, everything that you try and do on yourself is a damn sight more painful than when you're trying to do it on somebody else. Well, it does in my book anyway. Rub that in. Let's have a look-see. Nearly there. A bit more around there. There we go. That'll do for that. Sorry about that. Right. See, you never get 5 minutes peace. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. This is generally why I hate doing my own nails so much, is the fact that I generally don't just get to sit and do my nails. It's like I have to sit there and then you got to do something else, and you know, and you got to do this and you got to do that. It's generally why it takes so long to do my nails as well, because it's just stop, start, stop, stop. My kids know that, especially when I'm doing the acrylics, from the moment I start with those acrylics until, you know, you can disturb me after I've got the acrylic on. Oh, see, it's just ruined now. Brilliant. Yep. See, this is what happens. Mummy, can you open this? Mummy, can you open that? And then by the time you've finally done that, you're scuppered, because no matter how much you try not to touch something, you inevitably end up touching something. Right, so all we're going to do is just file this off, and this is why I put base coat on, because then I can just file down to the base coat, not the natural nail, so I'm not damaging my natural nail if it goes wrong and I have to file the stuff off. Yay! See, there is some method in my madness. Right. And this is why I have top coated the other one. I haven't top coated that one yet. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to top coat that one. And I'm going to put some more foil glue, well, foil gel on this one. And hope to God this works this time. Yeah, that foil glue definitely sparks a reaction. Let's put it that way. Ooh. Felt that, I did. I didn't get to the point, you know, where I'm like going really, really hurts, but that was definitely noticeable. Yeah, you know me, at the end of the day, you get, if it goes wrong, I show you the fact it goes wrong and what I do to try and fix it, because that's half the problem, is people show you the finished result. They don't necessarily show you the whole journey, and it may have gone wrong. Well, if that goes wrong on a person, what are you going to do? How do you fix that? And it's those important steps that you need to know and you need to be able to do when you're working, you know, day to day on people, especially because it's going to happen. It does. Nobody is perfect. You can do the same set 20 times a day, but you'll get one of those sets where it just goes wrong, because it's life and it just does. Right. Let's squish that round. Now, rub, 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 a dub, 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 dub. Rub a dub, a dub, rub a dub, a dub, 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 dub. Big bit in the middle there. Oh my God, my kids are so noisy. The whole street must hear my kids playing outside, you know. Which isn't a bad thing, you know. It's nice to actually hear kids outside. there are certain times when I'm going, oh my God, that's my kids. Especially my youngest one really doesn't do volume control very well. I mean, he doesn't do it at all, actually. Ta-da! Right. So now I'm going to top coat over the top of that. I was going to say that one's got a bit of a lumpy bump on it. That one's not feeling too bad. What I will do now that it's had 2 coats on it, I will actually buff over the top of these, and then I'll put another coat on, and I'm going to put another coat of top coat then on all of these when they are done. But I'm not going to make you sit through all of that because that's very boring. Unless you want to sit through all of that, obviously. Right, let's just do that one. Where's my buffer? Now, I'm not going to use my purple buffer. I'm going to use my buffing block. Because obviously I'm going to top coat over the top. I do want some scratches in it. I do want some edges to make it stick. And I also want to make sure we are getting rid of any lumpy bumps because it's annoying and you don't want it sticking out of your nail because it will annoy you. Well, it does me anyway. Right, so. But all that's going to do is just take off the lumpy bumps, anything that happens with sticking it out over those 2 layers. So everything else is then protected because you've already done that part. Yeah, there's 2 layers on there, so it's all good. I just said, oh no, I'm not going to make you sit through that. Here I am. Right, let's buff them up. So let's give this a final coat and I will do my thumb separately in a moment. But that is basically today's little impromptu Shona time for you. Not quite sure when I'm going to air this one. But hey. Oh, that's perfect timing for that. Right, I'm just going to pop these back in the lamp and then that's it. So thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.